Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Oh, good morning. Good morning to those here in America with me, and good night to those overseas. Or good evening, I should say. My niece watches from Okinawa, Japan. I don't know why I'm doing this. It's weird. Good morning. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Coffee Talk. What's up, New Jersey? I'm like so sleepy. I got to figure out a way to get this dog to sleep longer. My kids are asleep, and my dog is in the cage. Drives me nuts. Anyway, so much going on. So I'm going to work from home today. Charlie's going to stay home today. She was not feeling well yesterday. She's fine, but she really knows how to work her dad over. And he's going to Montgomery, so easy for him to say, "Oh, you could stay home today," because then mommy has to work from home. We'll figure it out, but anyway, so what else did I want to tell you? Oh, I just heard that, you know what? Let me not even tell you, because then it just gets me all flustered. All right. Oh, shit, Benadryl milkshakes, y'all. Anyway, so I was talking about, people were talking about second chances. And I said, second chances are easy. It's last chances that are hard. It is when we, as women especially, resolve that we are at our last chance. When we say to ourselves, this last chance is all I have to give. I cannot do this again. Last chances are terrifying, because you know that once you go into it, if it doesn't work, you are forced to make a change in your life, whether it's with a job, whether it's with work, whether it's with a family member or a friend, or whether it's in your relationship. And I can remember having a friend that I had for 20 something years. And there had been some serious disappointments along the way. And I remember thinking, this is my last chance in this friendship. But I didn't know what to do. I knew it in my mind. I had resolved that it was the last chance, but I didn't have a plan. I just knew it. It was like a feeling I had. Fast forward a few months when my heart is broken again. And in that moment, I knew that I had to let it go. And I composed a very calm, thoughtful message. And I sent it. And in that message, the friendship after 23 years was over. And what I wish that I had done, was had a real plan ahead of time. Everybody gets to a place where they are at the last chance. When you are emotionally exhausted from sustaining the relationship, when your back is breaking from carrying the load of the relationship, when you feel that everything has become so one-sided, that you are so full of resentment, you're not sure how you can go on. You are coming up to the landing of the last chance. And we all know it. We all know when we're ready for it. Like, we give chances and chances and chances and chances. But you know when you're at your last chance. And when you are, It is terrifying because it means that you have committed to yourself to make real change once or if something happens. Okay? In my marriage, Michael and I have given this marriage a million chances along the way. And that's what you do, right? You say, this doesn't work for me, and different things happen. And this time, it was different. Before the holidays, when we sat down and I said, this really isn't working, is it? He said, no. I said, I think we are at our last chance. And I'm not talking about little fights here and there and that kind of stuff. I'm talking about when you are at the reckoning that the meat that holds the relationship together has browned over in a friendship, in a love, in a professional partnership, whatever it is, okay? And I said to him, let's do it different. And he said, okay. I said, let's not have the last chance be this emotional, I can't do this anymore type of thing. Let's make a real plan. Let's make a real plan for what happens if we stay together, if we work it out, if we do everything we need to do, if we put the work in, if we keep it going. But let's also have a plan if it doesn't work, so that we are in agreement. We know how we want to move forward. We know what to expect. There will be no surprises. Nobody has to be scared. Nobody has to lay awake at night wondering what's going to happen or how it's going to go down, because last chances are real and people get to that place. But it's when you're not prepared for the last chance. It's when you commit to it in your mind, but you don't know what's going to happen, that it's terrifying. So Michael and I put together a plan for how we were going to make our marriage work. We didn't just say, okay, last chance, high five, get at it. Okay? We put together a real plan. We discussed expectations. We discussed what each person would bring to the table, what their responsibilities were. Then we discussed a plan for what would happen if it didn't work. How would we move forward? How would we tell the kids? Who would move out, if anyone? What would it look like for us? And some people probably think, well, if you and Michael are always talking about separating, how are you going to stay together? And I don't really care about those comments, because this is real life. It's just real. Right now, Michael and I are doing great. Right now, we are doing great. Our marriage is good, and we are happy. And that is where we are going to stay, and that is where we are going to focus. I swear this dog knows when I'm talking about my fucking marriage. Drives me nuts. And that is where we plan on staying. I plan on staying in this happy space. But should anything happen, we understand that this was our last chance. And we feel very prepared. It's not a backup plan. We're not making it easy to get out. That's other things I've heard. You and Michael make it too easy to get out. It's never easy. It's never easy. Even with a plan, it's not easy. But I refuse to live in fear of what will happen to me if we decide to separate. I will not live in fear. I will be prepared. I will be calm. I will be focused on myself, on my children, and on their father. So this is how we choose to handle last chances. But again, we're doing really, really good right now. Really good. Good for us, you know. Good for us. And this also works for professional relationships. There's nothing worse than be working at a job where you feel like you are always one day away from being fired or whatever it is. If you feel like you are at a crossroads professionally, sit down with your boss and say, I don't always feel like this is working, but I want it to work. I would love if we could create a plan for how we're going to move forward, but also what an exit strategy will look like so that I can have peace if it doesn't work out. I would like to not live in fear if it doesn't work out. You deserve that. You deserve to live in your life, in your love, in your friendships, at your job with peace. And so often last chances are like Band-Aids. We rip them off, it's over. Everybody's unsettled. People are crying. Nobody knows how to move or where to go. People are bumping into each other. It is okay to ask for a plan. It is okay to be prepared. It's okay for that. And it's okay in friendships to put the work in and say, listen, girl, I love you. And I really want this friendship to work. And here's what's not working for me. And here's how I think we can be better. So going forward, let's try to do these things for each other. Let's work on our communication. Let's show up for each other. Let's whatever. But in the chance that this friendship does not work out, because I'm at my crossroad, this is our last chance, let's create an exit strategy. I want to make sure that we're not going to go out there telling each other's business. I want to make sure that it's not going to be emotional and posted on social media. I would like for us to know what this will look like if we have to say goodbye. It is okay to have that conversation. People think it means that's what you want. No, it doesn't mean that's what you want. It means you want to be prepared. That's what it means. It means I don't like surprises. And I don't want to get bum rushed, or I don't want any bombs dropped on my head. It's okay to have the conversation. Communication is super important. And if you try to have this conversation with anybody, someone you work with, a friend, a lover, and they won't have it with you, they don't want to plan, they won't they want you to live in fear. They don't want you to have peace. So now the choice is on you to protect your peace. If I sat down with Michael and said, I really, we know that we're at our last chance, and I really want to talk about what a plan looks like if things don't work out, and he said, I'm not discussing that, I would say, then you're not interested in my peace. And I can't give everything I have to somebody who does not check for me and isn't looking out for me and doesn't want me to live in peace. I just cannot do that. Guys, I am 41. I don't think you realize I am 41. I am tired of bullshit. And you should be too, unless you're 20. Then you've got all kinds of time for bullshit. Anyway, I love you guys. And that is especially why I do these videos, and I am so honest with you about what goes on inside my house, because I wish that I had somebody having these conversations with me. I wish that I had somebody I could check in with every day, especially someone I felt like was my friend and could just talk me through these things. I didn't. And I made a lot of mistakes, and I opened myself up to a lot of unnecessary heartache. Okay, so here's the thing. Tracy Burke, I appreciate your comment. You're divorced. It's awful. Never giving up is how it should be. What does Jesus say? Listen, I'm not going to compete with the Jesus commentary because I can't. I think it's a little manipulative to use Jesus. I'm a believer. Jesus saved me. You all know that. I make no qualms or exceptions or excuses about my relationship with Jesus. But I don't think it's fair to say to somebody, never give up. That's what Jesus says. I mean, would you tell that to a woman who was being battered and beaten? Get in there, girl. Take another one. It's what Jesus would have wanted. No, it isn't. And everybody's relationship with Jesus is personal, and you know, I remind people that Jesus loves them, but I can't use Jesus against to scare them into staying or doing what I want them to do. That's not fair. But I do think Jesus wants us to be happy, and I do think Jesus loves us. So there's that. But again, I am very happy. I am very good. Y'all don't need to worry about me today. Except that I'm home with Charlie all day. Anyway, let me do Wounded Warrior. There's a share button right there. And I know that there are a lot of people who need to hear this. If you guys would kindly share this video and encourage somebody who you love to listen to it, that would be wonderful. Hold on one second. I'm blind. I just poked myself in the eye. I love you all. Anne, thanks for sharing. Have a great day. Trista, thanks for sharing. I love you guys so much. BJ, I love you. I love you. Crystal, thanks for sharing. Have a great day.